Evening, folks. I thought I'd better give you a wellness check after I noticed the videos I've posted of the last wee while show me in desperations, but just remember that you're only seeing the bits that I don't know. It's like you just feel it's like a compulsion to video it, even if it's just for a record for yourself. But yeah, most of the days I'm actually quite happy and quite well. And but we need to be able to communicate these things and not hide away. But today I just pulled from that Rebecca Campbell deck again, the Starseed Oracle. The Whale and the Orcas, sharing your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. And we all have a vibration, and we definitely all have a purpose. And the other cards I got was Cracked Open and All Paths Lead Home. So I'm just wondering whether to read. I might read the I might read the Cracked Open one, I think, because that I spotted that earlier on. About rock bottom. Rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Don't let the weight of density of the world squash your tender spirit. Instead, let it call even more of it home into your body, at the center, front of your life. It's through the extreme pressure of life's trials that diamonds are cultivated. It's when things are at their darkest that we cultivate proper faith and our light is ignited. It's through the crumbling that we can allow our wounds to be alchemized. Let your pain, sorrow, and losses make you, not break you. Let life alchemize your tragedies into gold. Be open to being cracked open, wide open. Just as a side note, that obviously triggered me looking at Tom Petty's song "When the Heartbreakers," Into the Great Wide Open. Just it might be. I got a feeling when I watched the video that maybe somebody's going to be watching one day. That's you're starting off the journey of life, and it's unlimited what can happen, but things can go well for a bit, but then sometimes they come falling down. And if you watch that video footage, sometimes our egos get completely, well, they need to be completely crumbled, dismantled before we can become, and we go into a cocoon before we can become a butterfly again. And basically the video that I posted yesterday was we all go through an ego death of some sort. And however, your ego could even say, well, the irony of ego, that some egos are bigger to dismantle than others. But the truth is it's still ego, right? So just allow whatever it is. And even if it's yeah, I hadn't prepared of what I was going to say, but I just wanted to give you a wellness check more than anything. Anyway, it says wide open. It's the difficult times that help us grow in leaps and bounds and in ways we could only dream were possible. But first, they have to crack us open. Sometimes it hurts like hell. Literally. It's nature's way. Whether you let it happen or not, it's going to happen. So surrender to the process. It's how the light gets in. As I say, you have to be cracked open to let the light in. When your heart cracks open, a space is created for your soul to more fully enter. So this is more your heart and your soul, merging your heart with your soul. And then therein, as you've demolished your ego, your spirit can soar, and it's calling you to. But sometimes we have to go into that void to help the process. And I also see as empaths, just as a side note, as alchemists for other people in our lives. Now, sometimes I think we have soul contracts, even with our twin flame. Maybe they could actually be. I did watch something, it resonated quite deeply because the way my twin flame is being triggered, almost like he's a karmic. So there could be like a karmic contract as well as the twin flame. But this is basically for their healing. So you are like a spiritual warrior for another's healing. So even if it's not an ego here, it's a we're all used as we bring more light and we ground that light into the world. We are used by the spirit realm, and often in ways that we can't even comprehend. That's another thing with the ego and the mind, how it tries to analyze, oh, what am I being used for? No. It's when none of that matters to you, and you actually really are connected with your heart, mind, and soul. And you become one with the fact that you know everything, yet you know nothing. That space. And you then just go with the flow of what life is trying to teach you, and also how it can use you, not in a using way, use you, because we're all one, and we're all here to bring more light to the planet, to the earth. And interesting about the whale orcas, that's, when you're in that void, like sometimes go and listen to some of the whale note sounds, because there's no words. We're so wordy. There's no words. That void, when you're completely dismantled in life, there are no words for that pain that you're feeling. There are no words to express. It's a groan, it's a grunt, it's like a birthing, it's a almost a screech, it's just like a knowing. Anyway, I digress. So surrender to the process. It's how the light gets in. When your heart cracks open, a space is created for your soul to more fully enter. When your soul cracks open, a space is created for the grace of the Holy Spirit to enter. Let your trials, your sorrows, your pains, and your losses transform you into more and more of yourself. Stay open to the possibility that your tragedies, your losses, your sorrows, and your hurt happened for you, not to you. That's a big one. For you. This happened for you. Bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. The world needs you open. Surrender to the alchemy of life. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you let life crack you open? So that's the crack you open. I think we're on a roll, eh? So this is the other one. All paths lead home. You probably see it back to front though, but all paths lead home. What does this one say? Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. This is a good one. I did read it before. It's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. You're being called to source your guidance from within. This is your power. Remember, you're tapped in. When you realize you're multidimensional, you are tapped in. and allow that to tap you in more. To study the terrain of your inner landscape, to develop a reliable relationship with your soul. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, the deeper the connection will become. So it's a skill. What do they say? It's a laboring, entering into that rest within. The challenge for empaths is staying connected without cutting off from the world. Yeah. If you become overwhelmed, though, it's okay to withdraw and go into that cocoon. It's always, but even just going out to get your grocery shopping, you're still connecting with the world in whatever capacity you can. And just be loving to and caring to yourself on a day-to-day basis is my advice. The best way to do this is to develop a daily practice that helps you to keep checking in, to draw on the wisdom within and let that be the authority in your life. If this card appears, you may be called to develop or switch up your spiritual practice, to get in the habit of turning your gaze within, getting centered for the day, before consuming anything from the outside world, to start from a feeling of at-homeness, and throughout each day to find simple ways to keep coming home. Home is you, within you. This doesn't mean switching off from the realities of today's world. We need as many conscious people as possible living with our eyes wide open. Rather, it's a call to start your day from a place of connectedness, grace, and devotion. So when you go out into the world, and when you let the world in, you do it from an unshakable state of being, a state where you draw your strength, authority, and guidance from a place deep, deep within. How are you being called to turn your gaze inward? So that's that one. Oh, it's only 12 minutes. We're on a roll. Let's read now the whale. Whale and orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So this is the going within, diving deep within your being. You can ask your innate, you can ask source, your higher self, just ask and call out for guidance and help. But then we hear a lot about not resisting that, allowing, just not being that anxious for an answer, just to loosen your grip of control of how that's going to come. And often it's when we're more relaxed and try and keep ourselves calm, then that's when the answers come. And when you get the answers, it's a great euphoric feeling. The whale and orca elders are benevolent cosmic beings here to anchor a frequency of love onto the planet. So it's about love, to harmonize it with their song. As they weave around the oceans, they do so much more than any of us know. This is the vibration. The frequency apparently is just incredible for us humans, and they have no words, yet they know. I think if you feel that you're nothing, or you haven't got anything to contribute, it's nonsense. Your vibration, your love, just being, just existing, just holding space, is amazing. As they weave around the oceans, they do so much more than any of us know. Their physical presence affects Earth's magnetic field. Wow. And their harmonics call us to wake up and remember our own soul song. Looking into the eye of a whale is something you'll never forget. Whales see into your very being. And in an instant, they see into your any being. There's not many people can actually see into your being, yet a whale can. And they don't talk like a human. In an instant, you're changed forever. They see beyond the physical, the woundings, the identity, the personality, the story They see beyond that. They see right into your soul. If you pull this card, you're being called to surrender to your deepest truth and share it with potency, to bow to who you truly are, to stretch your heart wide enough to hold it all, to leave your fears, doubts, and baggage at the door, to question any part of you that doesn't feel good enough. Yeah, we often feel, what have we got to give to the world, don't we? I mean, I do. It's like, even it's scary, even the thought of sharing. It's like, what have I got to share, really? But it's those moments of divine, when divine has communicated with you and you feel so expansive, and yet the doubts creep back in, and you feel like, oh, I'm nothing. But you're nothingness, but you're everything. So don't be afraid to share your light and your truth and your experience you had. Like it said in that last thing, it happened for you, not to you. There's a reason. There's a reason, because even if you've had been with people challenging, everyone's here to heal, really. And there's a lot of people walking around wounded. And maybe that can be our skill. There's not everyone's going to be a surgeon or a bricklayer or a plumber or a whatever. I've noticed all my life that I've always been more going within, because I've been on my own essentially since I was 19. I just flew the coop and had to get on with it. And so I relied on going within and crying out to divine. I've been a crybaby to a certain extent, but that's actually been my strength. So anyway, I digress again. The whale and orca elders want you to give others the privilege of seeing who you truly are, and for you to see the same in other beings. So this is how we're all one. We've all got beauty. And what we share might be just the ticket for somebody else that resonates with us. And that's the thing about the song. Your song might be just what somebody else needs. I don't know who's going to be attracted to my song. It's irrelevant. The point is, when you've been touched. And I make it a point that anybody that has really touched me and helped me, like even on a YouTube, I comment. I make a comment. It's a beautiful thing to do, because you're acknowledging the beauty. And I can't get my head around people that would put negativity on somebody's comment, to be fair. But I'm not here for external validation, because otherwise I wouldn't be going within. So in a sense, you're bulletproof. But there are energetics, and I've always set the intention from my very first YouTube channel that it would only be for my highest and best good, and for the listeners' highest and best good, and that those that will resonate with me will find me. So there's a protection from divine. To drop your hang-ups. So I'll just read that part again. The whale and orca elders want you to give others the privilege of seeing who you truly are, and for you to see the same in other beings. To drop your hang-ups and personality flaws, which we all have, and get busy revealing the unique note your soul came here to sing. Allow the song that echoes in the 4 chambers of your heart. Now that's a thought. To emanate in all 4 directions. Well, I guess north, south, east, west. Well, peel back the layers of suffering and pain and reveal to others your soul's true song, and endeavour to see the soul of all those you meet. So it's about us connecting in our hearts and souls with other people. And that is fabulous. So the inquiry is, how are you being called to share your soul's unique song? Doesn't have to be great. It doesn't even have to be a big gathering. It doesn't even have to be a big lot of people. But you'll know. And it could be somebody you meet in the supermarket, walking down the street, in your children's school camp. And you don't know who you'll affect. But that's the whole point. We're not supposed to know. But sometimes kind souls will say beautiful things to us, which is a resonance to our hearts and souls, and keeps us spurred on, and is an acknowledgement from divine as much as anything, because you know that divine gave you that answer. So anyway, that's 21 minutes, probably long enough. So yeah, I'm good. It's positive. I don't have all the answers, but that's life. Lots of love. Best of luck. Till next time. Ciao for now.